Now I've got something wonderful to show you. I've already used this on my other channel when I upcycled a picture frame and it came out amazing. I'll link that video at the end of this one. But just look at this. I mean, how beautiful is this? And it's not gold leaf at all. It's just a metal leaf, but it is absolutely stunning. Looks amazing on the picture frame, so make sure you check that out. It was so easy to do as well. They do different colours and some different patterns. Look at that. And it's really good value. You get loads of sheets with it. I'm going to be using this a lot for different things. But I want to see how well it works in some jewellery. So I've got my mould here, my favourite mould. And what I'm going to be doing is half filling each one of these using the Pure Glossy by T Expert. I want it to have a really glossy finish to it. So it's important I use the Pure Glossy, and it does really do what it says on the bottle. First of all, I'm going to give this mould a bit of a clean because it's got a bit dirty. So I'm just going to go round with baby wipe and give it a bit of a clean. Always use something with a very, very gentle cleaning product. Don't go using really coarse things on your molds, and certainly don't try and clean them with dry kitchen paper because it will take the shine off your mold and it will not last nowhere near as long. And never use alcohol. Don't use 99% alcohol on your molds because it will dry them out and cause them to crack, and you'll get a lot less life on them. This is my favorite mold. If you want to dry it, you can dry it using a bit of kitchen towel, but don't rub it, dab it like that, because that way you're not rubbing that glossy surface. So I'm really happy with that. That's nice and clean because I'm only going to be using this bottom half anyway. I'm going to mix up my resin. It's a 1-to-1 resin, and I'll mix it for about 4 minutes. And then I've got a couple of other tricks to show you how to apply this. So I've got my resin mixed up, and what I'm going to do is pour it in here about half full in all the ones that I'm going to use. So that's enough in there. Quickly go over it with a long neck lighter, get rid of any bubbles that are in it. And now I'm going to stick it in my curing machine for an hour. What I don't want it to do is, I don't want it to be hard. I want it to be at that flexible, slightly, very slightly sticky stage. If you haven't got a curing machine, then leave it for about 8 hours. You can do it if it's fully cured, but it's just easier if it's not quite as cured. Well, these have had an hour in my curing machine, and as you can see, they aren't cured. They're still a little bit flexible. If I push my thing in there, it will make a little dot. And the reason I don't want it to be fully cured is I want these foils to stick on here without having to put any glue on it. Now, I've cut my foils up, as you can see, so that I can start to put these on. Now, if you do over-cure them, it isn't too much of a problem. What you can do is paint some gilding glue on them. So even these have gone a little bit more cured than I ideally would have liked. I would have liked them to be a bit more sticky than this, because I'm getting a few cracks coming through. It's not quite sticking to it. So I should have perhaps done it for, I don't know, 45 minutes. Now, I keep all these spare bits. I just pop them in a little pot and I'll use them for something else. I'm using a soft brush to pop these down, and it has given me a few misses and cracks in it. But I'm not too worried about this because it's soft enough at the moment that I can put even more cracks in it and wrinkles in it if I want to. But yeah, I've over-cured them. So I am going to use some gilding glue on them. And this is a water-based gilding glue, and you need to put it on all over in a thin layer. It goes on white. Once it's dried, it remains tacky. Try not to brush over it too many times when you're putting it on, because if you do, you'll end up getting brush marks in it. Try and avoid, if possible, going up the sides of your mould, even though I've done that in places, because we want to be able to clear these up a little bit if needed. I mean, if you want to go up right the way to the sides of the mould, then do that, and then it will stick to that mould and it should pick it up in the resin. I'm going to put a little bit on here and fill these cracks up where that didn't go on properly. And you only want a very thin layer of this as well. You don't want to put it on too thick at this stage. And then you can wash your brush out in normal water. And where are those cracks where I'm just going to fill that. Brush that over now because it's where I put that other stuff, it's not going to stick. And then what I can do is repaint that and fill it again. So I've got those covered now. And what I'm going to do is just tidy up these moulds a little bit around the edge. Now, I don't think you need to do this, but I want to be tidy on this. Hopefully that will make my edges much more neater. All I'm using is a bit of sticky tape here. So I've got all my colours mixed in, the T Expert pigment pastes. These are brilliant pastes. They give a great coverage. They last a very long time and they're amazing opaque colours and lovely and clear and bright. I'm using white, black and blue. I've got these all mixed up. I'm ready to pour these in. I'm going to pour them in slowly. All I want is for them to get to the edge. I don't want to dome at any point at this if I can help it. I just want to make sure they're fully covered. They're all poured now and they've been sitting for about 5 minutes. All I'm going to do is run over them quickly with a long neck lighter. And now let them cure up overnight and I can show you what they look like. Well, these are all cured now and they're ready to demold. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they look like. Oh, that has come out really pretty. Look at that. Could you imagine that as a background? You could use that as a background and put a charm in there or a little heart or anything. I think that has come out beautiful. And that's with the blue background. There was a little crack in that, so that's got a little blue bit peeking through. And again, that one's really, really pretty. They're all very pretty. I do love this foil. I think that's my favourite, that design. Although I do like that one. Yeah, I think that's my favourite. I really like that pattern in there. And I think that's going to make a beautiful pendant. And having the different colours does give a slightly different effect on the back. Because that one's white and that one is black. Not much, it's subtle. There they go, all done. I love them. Look how super glossy that finishes as well. That makes a really big difference. I love this. I think adding something in there as well, using this as a background would really bring that out. Hope you've enjoyed that. If you want to learn more about making resin jewellery and making money, then check out the video that I've got coming up here. Boot the like button, hit the subscribe button, but most of all, enjoy your resin. Take care. Bye.